Hello! In this better tutorials, we will create the mushroom house. Shift A to add the cylinders model and change the scale of the model. Change the scale of the cylinders more to be complete. Press Ctrl R to add the line. Change the scale inside a little. As the bevels modify and adjust the values in the amounts and segments. Shift A to add the UV spheres and change the scale. Dark the half of the circles and delete the face. Shift Alternate and select the last line and press A to change the scale. Open the tool and change the shape to more curved. Press E to extrude the face in the Z direction. Scroll the mouse to change the scale of the circles to small. That helps to adjust the shape. Press E again to extrude the face. Hold Shift and Alternate and select the last line and press F to add the face. Adjust the shape more look like a mushroom. Change the mode edit by pressing once to change the point edit mode. Select one point and move the difference pattern to create wave with a rectangular shape. Press 0 to see the model break through the camera. And change the face edit mode and select the face below. Press I to add the face inside. Close the tool on the top and move the face to the top a little bit. Add the bevel and subdivision surface modify. Adjust the values in the box modifier. Switch the box modifier to see the most complete model. Change the size of the stalks of the mushroom to balance the bones model. The stock model as the subdivision surface modifier. Hold Shift and Alternate and select the one horizontal line and change the scale of the line. Select the face below and move it to the top a little bit. Click the right and select Shade Smooth. Select the slot and tap to edit mode. And press Ctrl R to add the line. Hold Shift and select the face 5 to 6 to create the door. Shift D to copy the face and press P and select selection. Select the door model and enhance to edit mode. Press Ctrl R to add the lines along the tree edge to make a door frame. Hold Shift and select the face outer. Press E to extrude the face and press X to control the directions in extrude at face. Press Ctrl R to add the line along the edge of the door. Add line to the model to create detail for the door. Hold Shift and select the face of the door and press E to extrude. Press Ctrl R to add the lines and move to the bottom to adjust the corners of the door. Move the door's model to the start. Shift A to add the cylinder's model. Rotate the models and change the model to small to create the doorknob. Select the one face and press E to extrude a little bit and change the scale. Press E to extrude again. Press I to add the face inside and extrude inside the model. As the bevel, modify and adjust the values. Add the subdivision surface. Once more modify and adjust the values. Change the scale to small to balance with the door. Press alternate Cs to open the X-ray. To easily edit the model, select the font of the doorknob model and change the scale. Hold Shift and select the face, make it equal to the size of the door so that the door can be inserted. Press E to extrude a little bit. Select the doors and doorknob and move to the stalks of the mushroom. Close the eyes of the door and doorknob to easily edit the model. Hold Shift and select the two lines at the top corner of the door. Press Ctrl B to add the bevel for the line. Move the doors to inside the stalk of the mushroom. Select the face in the bottom and press E to extrude a little bit. Pressing S to change the scale a little bit. Press 0 to see the model break through the camera. Switch the Modify to see the models to change to more compressed. Select the face bottom and press I to add the face inside. Select the top and move down a little bit to balance the mushroom. Shift A to add the cylinder's model to create the window. Press Tab to edit mode and select the top face and press I to add the face inside. Press E to extrude inside a little bit. Shift A to add the circle's model. Press Tab to edit mode and select all and extrude to the center and extrude the face a little. Change the scale to small and set the models equal to the size of the first model. Shift A to add the cube model and change the scale. Make it long enough to make a pattern for the window. Shift D to copy the models and rotate the model and change the scale to short. As the mirrors, modify add the mirror in the X direction. Select all 6 of the windows and rotate the model. Move the model to set up with the stalk of the mushroom. Add the bevel and adjust the values of the window set. Shift A to add the planes model, change the scale to round. As the solidifies, modify to add the thickness for the model. Add that for the front of the mushroom house. Hold Shift and select the face below and press E to extrude. And press X to extrude the face in the X direction. Press Ctrl R to add the line and extrude the face lower areas for making another step. Hold Shift and select the lines between stars, and press Ctrl B to add the bevel for the line. Shift A to add the cylinder's model and change the scale. Tap to edit mode and press Ctrl R to add the line. Change of the line to small. Shift A to add the UV spheres. Alternate C to open the X-ray and select the half of the spheres model and delete it. Move bones model and set the model to complete the mushroom model. Add the bevel modifier and adjust the modifier. Add the subdivision surface modifier and adjust the modifier. Select the last line and press E to extrude the face, and press S to change the scale to like the mushroom. Select the last line again and press F to add the face. Press I to add the face inside and move to the top a little bit. Add the bevel modifier and adjust the values. Add the subdivision surface modify and adjust the values. Switch bonds modify. Shift D to copy the mushroom and set up the models to the main mushroom. Move the model to set up around the main mushroom house. Press R to rotate the model a little to set the compositions of the main mushroom house. Shift D to copy the models to set up more of the composition. Shift A to add a circles model and press Tab to edit mode. Select some points to move them in a freeform shape to create a stone floor model. Shift D to copy the model and change the points of the model to create a different stone floor. Tap to edit mode and select all some points and press F to create the face. Press E to extrude the face. Do the same with the other stone model. As the bevel modify and adjust the values. Add the subdivision surface modify. Add the same modifiers to the other two stones. Delete some stone floors and change the scale of the other model to balance with the mushroom house. Set up the models near the star of the mushroom house. As the arrange modify and adjust some values in the factors modify. Set the setting on the camera. Shift A to add the cylinder's model and change the scale. Select some points and move to different locations to create rocks with different bunch. Select the face and piece eye to add the face in size, and extrude it inside a little. Select the face below and move down a little. Select some points and move to different locations again. As the bevel modify and adjust the values, and as the subdivision surface modify. Rotate the model and change the scale of the model. Move the model to set the composition with the mushroom. Shift A to add a cylinder's model to create the tree. Change the scale. Select some lines and move the different position to create the detail for the tree's model. As the bevel and subdivision surface, and adjust the values in the modify. Click right and select Shade Smooth. Shift A to add the cylinder's model and change the scale. Shift D to copy the model and set up the outer mushroom. The start model to add the bevel and subdivision surface modify, and adjust both modify. Move both model to set up around the house to create an atmosphere of the mushroom house. Shift A to add a UV sphere model. Select the top point and move to the top, and open the tool to adjust the shape to look like glass. Shift D to copy the model and move to the nearest. Change the scale and rotate a little. Select Bronze the model and click right to join the model. Shift D to copy the model to many locations around the house. Hold Shift and select all the glass. Select the object and transform, and select the random transform. Adjust the values in the locations and rotate. Hold Shift again and select all glass and move it down a little. Hold Shift and Shift D to copy the model, and move the model to the side and do it again. Press C to change to the other mode. Shift A to add the planes model to create the leaf. Change the scale and Ctrl R to add the line. In the center, change the scale. Add the bevel modifier and add the solidify. Switch the bevel and add the subdivision surface. Slowly change the shape to look like the curve. Press Ctrl R to add the line in the center of the leaf. Adjust the values more to smooth the modifier. Shift D to copy the model and adjust some points to change the shape and position. Shift D to copy once and adjust the shape to different model. copy the once model and set it to the side to adjust the shape of the leaf. Press C to change the mode. To render mode to see the whole model. Drag one scene to see the models to use materials. Each one scene to see the shader editor. Select new materials and change the colors of the cream to the basic color. Select the stock model and select new materials. Change the colors to cream color. Select the windows and add new materials and add the noise textures. Press Ctrl T to add mapping and texture coordinate and connect them together. Adjust the values in the noise textures and add the color lamp to set up between the noise texture and the principal node. Change the colors in the color lamp. Select the window frames model. Add the new materials and change to the bounce color. Tap 3D mode and select the face inside and add the new materials. Change from principal to emission to change to arise emitting materials. Into the top part of the mushroom, add the new materials and add the image textures to add any image that you like or add image that show the texture of the mushroom. You can choose the image in the links below. Change the modes to UV editions and change the face of the model to complete the textures. Adjust the values in the mapping node. Select the teeth model and add the detail in the materials. Add the wave texture and Ctrl T to add the mappings and texture coordinate. Add the noise textures and set it between the mapping and wave texture. Add the color lamp and set between the wave textures and principal node. Adjust the values in the wave texture. Change the color in the color lamp node to change the bow color tone. Shift A to add the bump node and connect with the normals in the principal node. Connect the noise textures to the highs of the bump node to add more textures to the materials. Adjust the values of the noise textures to more detail. Copy the material for the tree and change it to a different color in this model. Select the leaf and add the new materials. Add the garden textures and piece control T. And add the color lamp. Change the colors in the color lamp node to green color. Select the door and select the finish color. Add the bow finish color for the doorknob. Tap to edit mode, the door's model and select the door frame and add the bow finish color. Add the finish color for all materials. Select the stone force and add the new materials. Add the noise textures and control T. Add the color lamp and bump node. Adjust the values in the noise texture and the other node. Add the new materials for the frost, add the noise textures, color lamp and bump node. Change the colors to greens and brown. As the glass material for the glass model. As the rice materials for these models to add rice around to the surrounding area. As the rice bar for the stalk of the mushroom. As the finished color for the old model mushroom ramp. Change the mode to the render mode to see the model. Change the modes of the EVs to cycle render. Select the mushroom ramp and Shift D to copy the model to set to each the mushroom house. As the image tinted to different color and position. Shift A to add the area rice to add the rice for the mushroom house. As the values of the powers and sets of the area rice to the ordered position. Shift D to copy the area rice to the other position. Change the symbols of the render. Shift A to add planes model to create the new leaf. Add the solidify, bevel, and subdivision surface modifier. Adjust the values in all modifiers. If some brands of gas are not beautiful or do not fit with the rest of the model, they can be removed or remade. When everything is okay, you can render the image. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and comment if you want us to make more Blender tutorials video. See you in the next video.